All right, guys. We are live. We're here with Chastin J. Miles. He is a Texas realtor who runs a team. He does very well. He's also got a book. He's an author. He's a coach. He's gone from moving across the country to starting a real estate team in Texas and growing it into a big successful business. And he's living his best life. Chastin, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited to be here,
Thank you
meet
for
y'all, and hopefully drop some knowledge.
So the reason we wanted you on today was we want to hear about your journey.
Yeah.
From what we understand, you have an awesome story, and I think it's interesting because a lot of people struggle quietly, right? And there's a lot of people that through your story are going to find a lot of inspiration. It's going to be able to take them to places that they never knew they could go. But the only way to do that is for you to tell it, right? So,
Right.
so start from the beginning, man. Tell me about, when you were looking to move to Texas and that whole experience and everything that happened leading up to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a great starting place. I moved here to Texas from Georgia. I was out there, went to high school out there. I actually grew up down in Houston. So, I was originally from Texas, but I was kind of that kid that was probably going to end up being a statistic. I mean, I got put out of my middle school, like legit expelled out of my middle school, and started a new semester at this other school, and things weren't going well. I probably want to say I had all F's there. So my family came to this decision because I have the type of family where everybody has to talk about it, and I'm not just talking like mom and dad and stuff. It's
Oh yeah.
grandma, grandpa, like it's the family discussion.
Do you have
And
siblings? Do
so
you have any siblings?
yeah, I have two brothers actually. Yeah,
Older?
and I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So yeah, so I was the one setting the example.
Yeah.
But I was always kind of a moderately bright kid. I think I was just maybe too bright for my own good, and so my family decided to kind of ship me off to Georgia with one of my aunts. She was moving there. Her job was transferring her there, and so hey, we were close, so go and live with her. And I just went by myself. So my brothers didn't come with me, and that's kind of where I started my new life. So I started there in high school, and I moved to a town that was north of Atlanta where, you're kind of from this small town and everybody grows up with everybody. They went to middle school together. There's only one middle school, one high school type of situation. And so when I got there, everybody kind of knew each other. I was that kid that was just there. And where I came from, I was kind of, a little badass rebel. Oh, excuse me. Can I say that? Sorry. I was kind of a little rebel out there to go to a place where literally I was just a nobody. But that kind of changed my whole life really, because this was a more affluent area, and it was like nothing that I had ever been used to. People didn't talk the way that I talked. They didn't walk the way, they didn't dress the way that I dressed. I mean, it was just totally different. I was the one, wearing baggy clothes and my shirt down to my ankle and my pants down to, my shoes, versus everybody over there was dressed in Ralph Lauren shirts and khaki pants. I was just like, what the heck? But
Culture shock, right?
I know, but I had to adjust. And that was where my life kind of went into, a whole turning point. Then I got to college and, kind of reverted back to my old ways. So I was doing all kinds of stuff in college just because I had
College you go to?
free. I went to Kennesaw State.
Okay.
So wasn't even a big college at the time. I mean, I want to say it was the third largest in Georgia, something like that. But it wasn't, Ivy League or anything like that. We didn't even have a football team. And so, like, I started there and didn't finish, but, they had a great dining hall that had opened up, and that's where I kind of spent most of my time. And so the whole real estate thing kind of came around when me and my buddies, we were looking to live off campus for obvious reasons. And so we started seeing these signs around campus, for off-campus housing, and called one of them, turned out to be a real estate office, and just kind of went down that path and started asking more about real estate and slowly becoming into it. But I didn't grow up necessarily wanting to be a real estate agent. I didn't know anything about real estate. I didn't come from a family where there was even any real estate agents. We didn't make that kind of money. We didn't
Yeah.
have this kind of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I ended up here. Really, that's where it all began.
So from there, you go to Texas, right?
Well,
Mhm.
where'd you initially get licensed, in Atlanta or Texas?
No, I actually initially got licensed in Texas, but I started back in Atlanta when I got this bright idea that I wanted to become a real estate agent.
Mhm.
So they hit me with that class cost. And so, I had a little student loan money to get me started. And I actually talked the people into putting me on a payment plan. So the future was looking very bright.
Yep.
And I was attending classes, actually being a model student. I mean, sitting front row and everything. But circumstances happened, and I couldn't necessarily pay the next installment of the classes. So, of course, I got kicked out of the class. And yeah, so from there, it was kind of one of those moments again where I was just like, what am I doing with my life?